The first thing I noticed when I woke up was the silence, thick, heavy, and wrong. Battlefields never went quiet this completely. The second thing was the ceiling above me, curved and glowing faintly blue, nothing like the scorched steel bunkers of Earth. For a terrifying moment, I thought I was dead. That maybe this was what came after the last explosion, after the sky over HFY 9 burned white and swallowed my squad whole. Then the pain hit. It crawled through my ribs, my shoulder, my spine, sharp, undeniable, and very much alive. I gasped, and the sound echoed strangely, as if the room itself was listening. That was when I realized I wasn't alone. Figures stood around my bed, tall, slender, unmistakably alien. Their skin shimmered like polished stone, their eyes too bright, too focused. One of them stepped forward, her presence commanding the space without a single word. I tried to sit up. Easy, a translator whispered into my mind. You are safe. I laughed, then choked on the pain. Yeah, I muttered. That's what they all say. But this was only the beginning. 3 days earlier, I had been Sergeant Elias Ward of the Terran Expeditionary Forces. Frontline infantry. Disposable, if we were being honest. The kind of soldier whose reward for survival was usually another deployment. HFY 9 was supposed to be a simple extraction mission, get civilian scientists out before the Zarkeen Collective glassed the colony. Simple turned into chaos fast. Enemy cruisers tore through orbit. Our dropship went down hard. Fire. Screaming. Orders dissolving into static. We held the line anyway. Humans always did. I remembered dragging a wounded corporal behind cover, remembered standing alone on a ridge firing until my rifle overheated, remembered thinking absurdly that if I survived this, maybe I'd finally earn a medal. That thought made me smile now, even as alien eyes studied me. What happens next? I asked. The alien woman tilted her head. You are to be presented. Presented. I frowned. Like, debriefed. Her eyes flickered. Honored. That word landed heavier than any shrapnel. They moved me through the ship on a floating medical platform, corridors opening before us like the vessel itself anticipated our path. Outside the transparent walls, stars burned real, endless, indifferent. This wasn't a warship. This was something else entirely. We entered a massive chamber, and the moment I saw the banners, living light woven into impossible symbols, I understood this wasn't a hospital. It was a throne hall. Rows of alien dignitaries turned as I was brought forward. Some looked curious. Others, wary. A few radiated outright fear. At the far end, upon a dais of black crystal, sat the Queen of the Aurelian Empire. She was ancient, powerful, and terrifying in a quiet way. Her gaze settled on me like gravity itself. I felt very small. Human soldier, her voice echoed, layered and resonant. You stood alone against the Zarkeen advance. I swallowed. I stood because there was nowhere left to run. A ripple passed through the hall. Your resistance delayed the enemy fleet, the Queen continued. It allowed my daughter's vessel to escape destruction. That was when the truth struck me like a second explosion. This wasn't about me. It was about her. A figure stepped into view beside the throne, tall, elegant, and unmistakably royal. Her eyes, bright as newborn stars, met mine. The alien princess. She looked human, in a way that made my chest ache. Not physically, emotionally. Curious. Unafraid. Alive. And she was looking at me like I was the impossible thing in the room. I expected a ceremony. Maybe a medal pinned to my uniform. A speech. A handshake equivalent. What I didn't expect was the Queen rising from her throne. For your actions, she declared, the Empire owes you a life debt. The hall went silent. I knew enough about alien cultures to understand what that meant. Life debts weren't symbolic. They were binding. Permanent. Your people value honor, the Queen continued. So we will honor you in the highest way. My stomach tightened. With respect, Your Majesty. I didn't do it for a reward. The princess stepped forward then, her voice softer but no less powerful. That is why it must be you. Every instinct I had screamed that something was wrong. What exactly does this honor involve? I asked. The Queen's gaze sharpened. My daughter will be bound to you. The universe stopped. Bound. Not allied. Not protected. Bound. Gasps rippled through the chamber. Advisors whispered urgently. The princess did not look away. I stared at them both. You're offering me marriage? The Queen's silence was answer enough. What I saw next changed everything. I tried to refuse. God's help me, I tried. I'm a soldier, I said. A human. I don't belong in your empire, let alone your royal bloodline. The Queen's voice dropped, heavy with truth. My daughter's survival has destabilized the succession. Factions move. War approaches. The Zarkeen will return. Her eyes burned into mine. You are proof that humanity does not bend when broken. Your presence deters our enemies. I finally understood. I wasn't a reward. I was a symbol. The princess stepped closer. I could see faint scars along her arm, marks of her own battles, her own losses. I did not choose you because you are strong, she said quietly. I chose you because you stayed. That shattered something inside me. But the real twist came moments later, when the Queen dismissed the hall and spoke only to me. There is another reason, she said. My daughter cannot produce an heir with our kind. My breath caught. Human biology, she continued, is uniquely compatible. The galaxy didn't just want my loyalty. It wanted my future. The days that followed were a blur of negotiations, cultural clashes, and sleepless nights staring out at alien stars. I trained with Aurelian guards. Learned their customs. Learned the weight of the role I'd been forced into. And slowly, something changed. The princess, Lyra, wasn't cold or distant. She was curious about Earth. About rain. About laughter that came from pain. About why humans kept fighting even when logic said to surrender. I told her about my squad. About the ones who didn't make it. She listened. Truly listened. One night, standing on a balcony overlooking a world bathed in violet light, she asked, "Do you hate us for this?" I thought of Earth. Of graves without bodies. Of a medal that would have gathered dust. No, I said. I hate the war that made it necessary. She nodded. Then perhaps we can end it. But that was only the beginning. The Zarkeen attacked sooner than expected. A full armada. The Empire reeled. I stood before the council, scars still healing, and made a choice that would define everything. Earth will fight with you, I said. Not because of treaties. Not because of marriage. I looked at Lyra. Then at the Queen. But because this galaxy needs to learn something humans already know. What is that? The Queen asked. I smiled, slow and fierce. That we don't survive by ruling. We survive by standing together. The war that followed burned stars, but it ended. And when it was over, when the armadas fell silent and the galaxy breathed again, there was no medal waiting for me. There was a crown, set aside. I didn't take it. I took her hand instead. Because I went to war expecting recognition. I came back with responsibility. And somehow, that changed the universe forever.